Continued on Friday with two games from Group A on SportsMax. Donald Oliver is at the State of East Field in Kingston and has a roundup of the action.
Well, former champions were applying their trade on a busy day of football here at the Stadium East Field. And I tell you what, we never expected what we got in the end. The first matchup, Charles Smith against Calabar High. And of course, based on the pedigree of Calabar, we expected a lot from them, not just for this game, but in the entire tournament. And they just didn't show up. They weren't clinical at all. Charles Smith, on the other hand, they were. In the 4th minute of play, that was a wonderful finish there from Andre Gibbs, and it gave Charlie Smith the lead pretty early on in the piece, and goal scorer other than Damar Rowe for the first time this season for Charlie Smith. Calabar, well, they could have got back into this game. This was the best chance that they had. They were awarded a penalty, and it was missed by young Darren Chinnon, the number 7 for Calabar, who would have been a little bit disappointed with his effort. Calabar would have had many other chances to equalize, but again, they just weren't at the party. You know who wasn't at the party as well? St. George's College, facing Jamaica College here at the Stadium East Field, and no one, absolutely no one expected it to be so easy. And it started off pretty early. Unfortunate circumstances for St. George's College. A handball there, and then a penalty from the JC skipper, Duncan McKenzie, who was brilliant today. That's how JC opened the scoring. Giovanni Mitu, coming from Froome, supplying that ball in to Marlon Pennycook, and again, what a finish that was. McKenzie, easy does it for him, again from 12 yards, but this time it was set up on the half volley for him. And this was the best of the lot though. Look at this. Working the space and then firing it to the right of the goalkeeper. Hat-trick hero, the man of the match as well. And really putting in a really good shift, the JC captain. Second half now. And Mitu again in the thick of things. Nice back heel there. And Merrick with the finish. In the 63rd minute, more to come. Tariq Ziminiz with a scorcher. And a kiss to top it off as well. And the JC, they were pretty dominant against St. George's College. So just to confirm the results today, the first match, Charlie Smith against Calabar, Charlie Smith with the result 1-0. JC, of course, with a 6-0 win over St. George's College. And Kingston High and Bridgeport really didn't do themselves any favors over at the Spanish Town Prison Oval, because they ended a 0-0 draw, and they're still bottom of the table, Bridgeport and Kingston High. At the top of the table, Kingston Technical on 9 points, Charlie Smith also on 9 points. Jamaica College, they still have some work to do, they're on 7 points. St. George's College, they have a lot of work to do, they're on 6 points. But again, the battle is still raging. Calabar, also with a couple of games left, they have 4 points. So let's see how that will go. And we are going to be in Ocho Rios tomorrow, not on vacay, but to work. Ocho Rios against York Castle High as the Costa Cup continues on SportsMax 2 and on SportsMax Plus, as well as on Scene TV. And then later on, Dental Technical will play Charlemont High. So it was an eventful day, and it was a shock result, a really shock result, especially in the second one, with JC coming out the winners by 6-0. But we have so much more to present to you on the schoolboy football season. Stay with us.
These St. George's College fans will not have a good weekend, Mariah. 6-0. You don't expect a George's team to be beaten 6-0 in a schoolboy football game. Tough luck.
Tough luck, and they did call Group A the round of death. We saw a team dying today, and it wasn't JC. To
be fair, before the season started, there were some people who spoke to Coach Neville Burtis-Bell, and Burtis made it known that he has some talented youngsters, but this season was too soon for them to show their best. So he said, well, we'll try our best, but he didn't have high expectations because of how young the group was. And today was a baptism of fire. Hopefully the boys were better for this. But I heard Donald say Calabar's pedigree would, you say something up to the effect that Calabar didn't play up to their pedigree. And I was wondering what pedigree he's talking about. Calabar in the Manning Cup with pedigree? Not so sure.
Remember, I'm new to these schools, huh?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying too. So I'm making the point that where the Manning Cup is concerned, Nah, we're other things, other sporting field avenues. Oh, for certain. They are royalties. Manning Cup. Take a break, we come back with more.